The coming word is very famous. It's called Iman. Iman. Iman literally and translated into English means faith. But Iman, according to the Islamic terminology and according to hadith coming from Prophet Muhammad, which we will explain now, inshallah, when Gabriel asked Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, what's Iman? Our Prophet told him, Iman is number one, an tu'mina billah, to believe in Allah, an tu'mina bimalaikati, his angels, his books, kutubihi, wa rusulihi, his messengers, wal yawmil akhir, the hereafter, and wal qadar, khayrihi wa sharri, hulwihi wa murri, and to believe in fate, whatever it was good or bad, and it was harmful or it was safe. That takes us to the coming word mu'min. Mu'min is the person who abide to Iman. So if I am taking Iman inside myself, I'm called mu'min. And the person who is mu'min is higher than the person who is Muslim. Okay, what's Muslim? Muslim is the person who abides to Islam, or is the person who believes in Allah and takes Islam as his faith and as his belief. Okay, what's Islam? Islam is the last messenger of Allah. Literally, this word means submission. It's to surrender and submit to Allah's will, and has nothing to do from your own, but just to accept whatever Allah gives you. But Islam, according to the Islamic terminology, means is to become Muslim. Okay, we say, how do I become Muslim? When I become Muslim, I should say Shehadah. Islam is defined according to another hadith when Rasulullah or Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, بني الإسلام على خمس. The Islam is established upon 5 pillars or 5 anchors, 5 main points, that's the meaning. 1. Shehadah an la ilaha illallah. The first thing is to make Shehadah, which is another word. Shehadah. Shehadah means to say Ashhadu anna la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. I bear witness that there is no God to be worshipped except of Allah. And I bear witness that Muhammad is the last messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So number 1, to make Shehadah. Number 2, Iqam As-Salah, to establish the prayer, Assawm, which we explained. And Salah means the connection between someone to Allah. It's a set of movement. Muslim human do it every day, 5 times a day, and sometimes he exceeds than that, with a certain saying to be said and a certain movement to be done. Of course, that is a must. Number 3, Ita is Zakah, which is a new word for us today, Zakah. Azzakaah is a word which is not exactly in English because this action is not in English, but it's translated according to the language as charity. But it's way bigger than that. What is Azzakaah? Azzakaah is an amount of money is taken from the Muslims' money, 1/4 of a tenth. So for example, if you have £1,000, how much is zakah from this £1,000? You divide into 10, so it will be 100, then divide 100 into 4, so it will be 25. So as zakah for £1,000 is £25. This £25 is taken from the Muslims' money and given to the poor people, and it's a must. Which means any Muslim person who doesn't take this money and give it to the people who Allah had told us where to give from poor people and different categories is making something very bad, and maybe he will not be clear Muslim. Number 4, Sawm Ramadan, which means Assawm. That's another word. Assawm, it means fasting, to fast. But in Islam, it's different. Assawm in Islam, which Sawm Ramadan. Ramadan is a month of the Hijri year. This is the 9th month of Hijri calendar. Okay. In this month, Muslims all over the world stop eating and drinking and having intercourse with their wives from Fajr till the sundown or Al-Maghrib. They don't do any of these actions. They do everything else except of these things. Except of they don't eat at all, they don't drink at all, they don't have any relations with their wives or their husbands, of course. That's called Sawm Ramadan. And we can explain this in details later, inshallah. And the 5th core of Islam is Hajjul Bayt, to go to Saudi Arabia to make Hajj. And Hajj is what you see in the last month, actually exactly in the 10th, in the 1st to 10th day of the last month of the Hijri calendar, when people travel to Saudi Arabia and go around Kaaba to do some Islamic ceremonies, and this must be done in your life at least once if you have the ability to do it. That's called Hajj. So now we went from Islam to do these 5 things, this is the definition of Islam, and we took 5 other words.